In a quiet street in Munich, a man steps out of his simple, gray house. He wears plain clothes, drives a basic Volkswagen, and shops at the local grocery store. To anyone watching, he looks like an average middle-class German. But what they don't know is he's a millionaire, worth over 10 million euros. Germany is full of people like him. Wealthy, but silent about it. No flashy watches. No luxury cars. No big social media posts.
But why?
Why do so many rich Germans hide their wealth? What are they protecting or avoiding? This is the quiet millionaire secret, a way of life that's deeply rooted in culture, history, and personal values. And as the world chases status and spotlight, Germany's rich are quietly building wealth behind closed doors. Germany is one of the richest countries in the world. Its economy is strong, full of powerful companies, skilled workers, and global exports. But here's the strange part. The average German household isn't that rich. In fact, Germany has one of the lowest levels of household wealth in Western Europe. A typical German family owns less than families in countries like France, Italy, or Spain. How is that possible in such a wealthy country? The reason is how wealth is spread. In Germany, the richest 10% of people own more than half of everything: homes, companies, land, and investments. Meanwhile, many others rent their homes, save cash in the bank, and don't own stocks or businesses. This creates a quiet wealth gap. It's not always easy to see because many wealthy Germans live modestly. They don't show off. They don't talk about money. And that makes the gap harder to notice. It also shapes how rich people behave. Instead of showing their success, they hide it, blending into the crowd, keeping their lifestyle simple. This isn't just about money. It's about history, trust, and how Germans think about success and status. 1. The quiet culture. Why discretion is golden. In Germany, talking about money is almost a taboo. People rarely ask how much someone earns or what they're worth. Even among friends or family, money is a private topic. This isn't just personal, it's cultural. After World War II, Germany went through massive changes. The economy was rebuilt from ruins, and people learned to value stability, order, and modesty. Flashy displays of wealth didn't fit this mindset. Instead, quiet success became the norm. There's even a saying in Germany, Schweigen über Vermögen, stay silent about wealth. It's not just about avoiding jealousy. It's about fitting in, not standing out. In German society, showing off is often seen as rude or insecure. People respect those who work hard, stay humble, and live simply. Many German millionaires live this way. They might own a company, several properties, or millions in assets, but they drive regular cars, dress casually, and live in normal neighborhoods. Their wealth is hidden in plain sight. They also worry about safety and privacy. The less people know, the less attention and risk they attract. Even in business, German families often keep ownership private and pass companies down quietly. In a world that celebrates status symbols and luxury lifestyles, Germany stands apart. Here, real wealth whispers. And for many, that's not just safer, it's smarter. Discretion isn't just a habit, it's a quiet kind of power. 2. Modern mechanics. How wealth is hidden. So how exactly do wealthy Germans hide their money? It's not about secret bank accounts or shady deals. It's about where they put their wealth and how quietly they do it. First, many rich Germans own businesses. These are often family-run companies, passed down through generations. These businesses aren't listed on the stock market, so their true value stays hidden. From the outside, they may look like small factories or offices. But inside, they generate millions. Second, German millionaires prefer privacy over publicity. Instead of investing in stocks that can be tracked, they put their money in things like land, trusts, or private companies. Some even buy properties abroad or invest through holding companies, which makes it harder to trace who owns what. Third, Germany has a strong culture of saving. Many people, even the rich, keep large amounts of cash or put money in safe, low-risk places like local banks. They often avoid the stock market. In fact, home ownership in Germany is low. Less than half of the population owns a home. So, Those who do own property quietly build wealth without showing it. Lastly, Germany's tax system also plays a role. There used to be a wealth tax, but it was removed in 1997. Today, some families use smart legal strategies to move wealth across generations without paying high taxes. In short, German millionaires build wealth by staying private, thinking long-term, and avoiding the spotlight. It's not about hiding illegally, it's about staying invisible, quietly and cleverly. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe if you love practical money lessons like this. I post new videos every day on saving smarter and living below your means, so hit subscribe and let's keep going. Alright, let's continue. Meet Herr Müller, a 48-year-old man living in a small town near Stuttgart. At first glance, he seems ordinary. He wears simple clothes, drives an older Audi, and eats lunch at the same cafe every day. Most people in town just know him as a friendly local businessman. But what they don't know is that Herr Müller is worth over 15 million euros. He owns a successful metal parts factory that supplies car companies across Europe. It's been in his family for 3 generations. The company is private, quiet, and steady just the way he likes it. He reinvests profits into the business, buys land in nearby towns, and keeps his name out of the news. Herr Müller doesn't talk about money, not even with close friends. He believes wealth should work in silence. His home is comfortable but not fancy. No luxury vacations, no gold watches, no social media. Why does he live this way? Because he wants freedom, not attention. He doesn't want to be judged, envied, or targeted. He wants his children to grow up with values, not pride. Herr Müller is the perfect example of Germany's quiet millionaire. Successful, smart, and almost invisible. He shows us that in Germany, the richest person in the room is often the one you least expect. The world is changing fast, and even Germany's quiet millionaires are starting to adapt. Younger generations in Germany are more open about money. They invest in startups, crypto, and international real estate. They follow global trends and use social media. While they still value privacy, they're not afraid to show some success. Discretion is still important, but the rules are shifting. There's also more public talk about wealth inequality in Germany. Studies show that most Germans don't realize how uneven wealth really is. As awareness grows, so does pressure for higher taxes on the rich and more transparency. At the same time, laws in the European Union are tightening. New rules require more financial reporting and tax sharing between countries. Wealth that once stayed hidden in trusts or offshore accounts is now more visible to governments. Because of this, many wealthy Germans are changing how they manage money. They're creating more complex holding companies, investing globally, and using digital tools. Still, most of them avoid flashy lifestyles. Even with these changes, the quiet millionaire culture remains strong. In a world full of luxury influencers and loud success, German wealth continues to move in silence, just a little smarter and a little more global than before. So, what can you learn from Germany's quiet millionaires? First, true wealth doesn't need to be loud. Many people chase luxury cars, big houses, or designer brands to look rich. But in reality, the wealthiest people often choose to stay low-key. They focus on owning valuable assets, like businesses, land, or investments, rather than spending on things that lose value. Second, privacy can be powerful. When fewer people know about your money, you protect yourself from jealousy, pressure, or even danger. It also helps you stay focused on long-term goals instead of impressing others. Third, think about where you put your money. Like many Germans, consider building wealth through real estate, steady businesses, and smart savings. Avoid putting all your money in flashy trends. Instead, focus on things that grow slowly and safely. Finally, remember that quiet wealth is about freedom. It's not about hiding. It's about choosing peace over praise and value over vanity. Whether you're just starting your journey or already building wealth, ask yourself, do you want to look rich or be rich? In a noisy world, the German way of growing wealth quietly can be a smarter, safer path to real financial independence. Remember the quiet man from Munich at the start of this video? He didn't look rich, but he was. Just like many others across Germany, He chose a life of quiet success over public attention. In Germany, wealth is not shown off. It's protected, grown carefully, and kept private. This culture comes from history, values, and a deep belief that money doesn't need to speak loudly. The quiet millionaire secret teaches us something powerful. Real wealth isn't about status. It's about security, freedom, and control. So next time you think about success, ask yourself, do you want the spotlight or stability? Sometimes, the best kind of fortune is the one that nobody sees. And maybe, just maybe, staying silent about your money is the smartest move you can make. Now, if you want to learn more about achieving financial success, then watch this video next.